What's going on, guys? It's me, Divine Mouser, the voice of YouTube's Lord Frieza, and today I'm going to be going over a theory that I've had about how Goku can actually defeat Jiren. Now, I told you guys I was going to be doing more discussion videos on the channel that will not hinder any of the Frieza Let's Plays or reactions content for him or for Zarbon, but this right here is one of my theories. It was inspired by another YouTuber that I know by the name of EXPERGAMEZ, and I'll tell you a little bit why at the end of the video and how you can check him out and check out a video that he made that's kind of opposite of mine, but really interesting. But to jump into my theory of how Goku can defeat Jiren, here we go. What could make it so that Goku can finally obtain a more stable, longer-lasting version of Ultra Instinct and defeat Jiren? In today's discussion, I'm going to be going over a couple of pretty obvious ways that he can and why I think it could work. As we already know, Goku obtained the Ultra Instinct form by absorbing the power of the Spirit Bomb and resisting the rage energy within it, then forcefully cutting through and breaking his limits. However, once that energy ran out, so did the form. Now, as we already know from during the Battle of Gods arc, once Goku's body gets a taste of a form, his Saiyan cells seem to remember it and he can tap back into it in the future, and then learn to master it and keep it stable permanently. But will this be the case for Ultra Instinct, or is this just something Goku will obtain by pure luck in this fight for universal survival, and in turn spend the entirety of Super trying to master it? Because we already know Beerus has been trying to master it for a very long time, so I don't think Goku will be able to get it so easily. We know Goku was definitely exhausted during his fight with Jiren, exerting a ton of energy by releasing the Kaioken times 20 in Super Saiyan Blue. That is no small feat. Yes, Super Saiyan Blue is the most stable use of his ki and mastery of the Super Saiyan form, and does not waste a single drop of ki. But by adding Kaioken on top of that, we know for a fact that it does indeed bleed through energy at an alarmingly fast rate, as we know in his battle with Hit and the times 10 that he went for one final blow. Although it's basically confirmed he has mastered Kaioken in Blue, it does not change the fact that the energy output is insanely large and quick. So upon using so much of his energy, it's no surprise his trump card is the Spirit Bomb, aka the Genki Dama. And as you all know, it is an attack based on absorbing all the energy from all living beings around him that are pure to create a massive attack to crush his enemy in one fell swoop. But by absorbing that power, this new Ultra Instinct form was indeed on a time limit, and in my opinion was due to Goku using a mix of many fighters' keys in comparison to his own. Having so many fighters' keys in one Spirit Bomb is one thing, but to absorb them all at once is basically just a massive overload to his circuits, and I'm sure his body received a slight jolt, if not much more. I personally believe once Goku has recovered his stamina and can fight at full power, he will be able to utilize Ultra Instinct much longer. Will he have mastered it by the end of the tournament? Doubtful, but hopefully the next time around, there will be enough time for him to fight with the form enough to get an even longer and firmer grasp on it and take Jiren down. One thing to think about during his fight with Beerus in the Battle of Gods arc of Super, as Goku said, and excuse my paraphrasing, but this is the gist of it, every time I reach my limit, this form tells me to push further and I get even stronger. If Ultra Instinct is anything remotely like this, then Jiren is in for a big surprise. But another thing to think about here, and this is one of my bigger points in this theory, is that we already know Goku is no stranger to mixing abilities on top of his forms. If Universe 7's greatest hero can fully recover his stamina and have an actual shot with his own ki, which his body fully understands, he might be able to actually utilize Ultra Instinct to a much higher level, and for all we know, even mix a Super Saiyan form on top of it. Wouldn't it be great to see a Super Saiyan 1 multiplier useful again against an extremely powerful foe? Even that multiplier on top of Ultra Instinct would be insanely stronger than just his recent grasp at it. And don't think this is out of the question, everyone. We once thought Kaioken was useless as SSJ-1 was so strong, but then we seen it stacked on top of Blue, and Goku was able to rise up right to Hit's level. So is it really all that crazy to think these theories are impossible? Yes, I think it would make much more sense to throw Super Saiyan Blue on top of it, but that's just me throwing a little bit of headcanon into the mix. I personally think Super Saiyan Blue with Ultra Instinct would be a much better route to go, and if anything happened with those forms, that would probably be the one that would be used with it. And one last theory that I do have is this, and that is absorbing the ki of other Saiyans in the Tournament of Power to fully recharge his ki. I'm aware this goes against my last theory, but that's what's fun about theories. You can have more than one. But back to my point. A Saiyan absorbing another Saiyan's ki sharing the same DNA does actually make sense. I feel as if it could actually mesh well together. So who would be willing to lend their energy though? The only Saiyans from Universe 7 on the battlefield are Gohan and Vegeta, and we'd really need a dire situation for two of our biggest fighters to kick their energy. We all know that Gohan would be willing, but let's not forget Vegeta did completely ignore Goku's call for help during the Spirit Bomb against Jiren. So that leaves us with Cabba, Kale, and Caulifla, and Gohan obviously. And even if only two of those Universe 6 fighters gave their ki, it would be a massive boost for Goku, and the two of which I'm speaking are Kale and Caulifla. So the real question is this, why would they give their energy to a fighter in a universe they were sent to eliminate? Well, here's why. It's no surprise that Universe 6 is all but eliminated at this point. None of their fighters can even come close to competing with Jiren. And Jiren at this point isn't even fighting anymore, as he has said there's no one left to challenge him on the battlefield. With Hit eliminated, their trump card is entirely gone. But let's say Goku rests a bit and has a bout with Kale and Caulifla, and during that fight Caulifla sees even more of Goku's power. Goku can indeed make a plea to them and state, with enough power from you all, I can defeat Jiren, and when I do, I will wish all of the universes back, and in turn, yours will be restored. Trust me, this is the only way both of our universes can survive. Otherwise, we'll both be erased and we will have zero chances of survival. Think of your friends, family, and loved ones on planet Sadala, etc, etc. I can honestly see Kale jumping on board because she'll want to keep Caulifla safe, and I'm sure Caulifla would jump on board to obtain more power and forms from Goku down the road. Also, I'm sure she would like to keep Kale safe as well, because they got a little cutesy thing going there. Plus, that is her pupil. Upon obtaining the power from Caulifla, Kale, and Gohan, and even the Prince of All Saiyans, Vegeta himself, I believe it could give Goku the boost he needs to obtain enough ki to actually utilize Ultra Instinct. And with Saiyan DNA absorbing Saiyan Ki, I can see this operating on a much better level. There is an alternate theory by EXPERGAMEZ that I really think you all should watch that focuses around a possible Jiren origin story and him actually winning the Tournament of Power, and then in turn wishing all of the universes back, that I highly recommend you all check out. Please make sure to leave a comment and tell him FreezyPop sent you. His theory actually inspired me to make a video on my theories of how Goku could actually defeat Jiren and win the Universal Tournament of Power. But honestly, again, at the end of the day, these are just all of our theories, and we're gonna find out soon enough. But if you like this video, please be sure to leave a like on it. And as I said before, the fact that I'm gonna start doing more discussion videos on the channel will not hinder any of the Lord Frieza Let's Plays or reaction content, or any of the Zarbon reaction or Let's Play content at all. I don't want to just do DB Super reviews. I recently started reading the manga, and I do plan to do more discussion videos on that as well. But if you enjoyed this video, please be sure to leave it a like. If you're new, be sure to click Lord Frieza's sexy golden face at the top left of the screen to subscribe to the channel and become a member of the Frieza Force Elite. At the top right is one of Lord Frieza's most recent Let's Plays, and at the bottom right is one of his most recent reactions. And as always, I'll see you in my next video. Take care.